Have you ever wondered why the man who seems the strongest, the wisest, and the most awakened often walks alone? The truth is not that he cannot belong, but that the world cannot yet walk at his pace. There is a silent mystery surrounding the man who carries depth in his spirit. He is not separated from others because of arrogance, nor because of pride, but because the path of the chosen is not a crowded road. To be chosen is to see differently, to think differently, and to live differently. While the masses chase noise, distraction, and applause, the chosen man seeks clarity, truth, and inner power, and in that pursuit he often finds himself alone. But this solitude is not weakness, it is his crown, his training ground, and his silent strength. The chosen man learns early that the world loves comfort more than truth. Most people would rather be entertained than transformed, rather be surrounded than refined. But the chosen man is not satisfied with shallow waters. He dives into the depths of his own soul. That journey is not something the crowd can understand. And so, while others gather in noise, he retreats into silence, building himself into something greater than what the world expects. His aloneness is not punishment, it is preparation. Loneliness becomes his teacher, sharpening his focus like a blade. When the chosen man walks alone, he hears what others cannot, the voice of his own heart, the whispers of his destiny, the direction of his calling. Crowds can drown that voice, but solitude amplifies it. This is why his silence becomes golden, why his stillness becomes powerful, why his absence in rooms of distraction becomes the presence that later shakes the world. He is learning in quiet what others can never hear in noise. People often wonder why he does not fit into their circles, why he doesn't chase the same desires, why he doesn't bow to the same patterns. But the chosen man is not here to fit in, he is here to break molds. His vision is too large for small conversations. His spirit is too sharp for shallow connections. His mind is too awake for empty pursuits. He is a builder of unseen kingdoms, a dreamer of possibilities beyond the ordinary. And because of that, he cannot remain confined by the expectations of the crowd. This solitude may sometimes ache, but even that ache is sacred. For in that ache, he discovers what most men never will, that his worth is not tied to validation, his identity is not tied to acceptance, and his destiny is not tied to numbers. He learns to stand alone with his truth, to carry his own fire, and to walk with faith even when no one claps for him. That kind of strength cannot be borrowed, cannot be gifted, cannot be copied. It must be forged in the wilderness of being alone. The chosen man is often misunderstood. People think he is cold, detached, or distant. But the reality is different. He loves deeply, but he refuses to waste love on places that suffocate his soul. He values connection, but he would rather have silence and shallow company. He craves depth, and depth is rarely found in the shallow end of human interaction. He knows that being surrounded does not mean being supported, and that sometimes the worst loneliness is standing in a crowd where no one truly sees you. To be chosen is to accept a higher responsibility. It means carrying a light that others might not understand, holding a vision that others might laugh at, living with standards that others might resist. This responsibility requires courage, and courage often requires aloneness. For if the chosen man waited for company every time he needed to move forward, he would never take a step. He learns that greatness begins with one man daring to walk a road alone until his footsteps carve a path for others to follow. The chosen man's solitude also protects him. It shields him from the illusions of the world, the constant noise, the endless comparisons, the desperate chase for approval. In being alone, he is reminded that life is not about proving, but about becoming. He does not need to be everywhere, with everyone, doing everything. His calling demands focus. His destiny demands discipline. His vision demands clarity. And solitude is the sacred space where all of these are born. Over time, he begins to realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness is emptiness, but aloneness is fullness. Loneliness craves someone else to fill the void, but aloneness discovers that the void is already filled within. The chosen man learns to enjoy his own company, to celebrate his own growth, to nurture his own mind. He finds that his solitude is not a cage, but a canvas of space where he paints his dreams, builds his strength, and designs his future. And then comes the paradox. The man who once seemed alone suddenly becomes the one others seek. Why? Because his solitude has built something rare, authentic strength, undeniable clarity, and unshakable peace. The same crowd that once questioned his distance now craves the wisdom that distance gave him. The same people who thought he was cold now feel the warmth of his presence. The same voices that mocked his silence now lean in to hear what he has to say. His aloneness has turned into influence. You see, a chosen man is never truly alone. He walks with his vision. He walks with his purpose. He walks with his calling. He walks with the silent but powerful companionship of destiny. And that companionship is worth more than 1,000 shallow friendships. He is never empty, he is overflowing. He is never abandoned, he is guarded. He is never lost, he is guided. The world may not always see it, but his solitude is his connection to something higher, deeper, and eternal. So if you are a man who finds himself alone, do not despair. It may be that you are not rejected, you are chosen. You do not curse the silence, for it is shaping you. Do not fear the solitude, for it is strengthening you. Do not resent the distance, for it is protecting you. What feels like isolation today may be preparation for influence tomorrow. What feels like rejection now may be redirection into purpose later. What feels like emptiness is often the birthplace of greatness. The chosen man does not walk alone forever, but he must walk alone long enough to become who he was destined to be. And when the time is right, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments align with him, not because them, but because he became the man who could carry them. His solitude was never wasted. It was the very soil in which his destiny took root. So embrace your solitude, walk with your head held high, even if no one walks beside you. Trust that this aloneness is not your prison, it is your training ground. The chosen man always walks alone at first, but he does so because he is called to lead, to guide, to awaken. The silence is not your weakness, it is your strength. And one day when the world finally awakens, it will realize that the man who walked alone was never truly alone, he was walking with destiny all along. A chosen man does not walk in solitude because no one desires him. He walks that path because very few understand the rhythm of his steps. His journey is different, his vision is uncommon, and his heart beats at a frequency that most cannot hear. When others chase temporary comfort, he is driven by eternal purpose. He does not blend into crowds because he was not designed to. The crowd looks for safety in numbers, but he finds strength in standing apart. His separation is not a wound, it is a mark of distinction. He embraces the silence because in it he grows louder within. To walk alone requires courage, and courage is the fuel of the chosen. It is easy to walk where others have walked, but he blazes trails where no one dares. His solitude is not abandonment, it is the beginning of leadership. Others may mock his distance, but deep inside they envy his strength. He knows that destiny is never discovered in groups, but in the depths of individuality. Every step he takes alone echoes into the future. His aloneness is proof of his calling. And in this calling, he is never truly empty. Solitude is not the punishment the world assumes. It is the refining fire that prepares him for greatness. While others see loneliness as loss, he sees it as a hidden gift. In the stillness, he learns who he truly is. He discovers his weaknesses without shame and strengthens them without applause. The absence of company is the presence of clarity. He trains in silence so he can perform in strength. His solitude sharpens his instincts like a blade. He learns to move not by popularity but by purpose. He does not need a crowd to confirm his worth. He knows his worth within. In aloneness, his roots grow deeper than storms can ever reach. What others avoid, he embraces. Where others fear, he finds comfort. For him, solitude is not emptiness but preparation. It is the sacred space where destiny is built. It is the quiet classroom where life teaches its deepest lessons. And one day that preparation will be the very thing that sets him apart. Silence speaks to him in ways the world never could. When the noise of others fades, his own inner voice grows louder. In that voice, he hears direction, guidance, and truth. He realizes that destiny cannot shout over chaos. It whispers in stillness. He learns to trust intuition, that invisible compass leading him forward. In the absence of chatter, his creativity blossoms. Ideas flow freely when distractions are gone. The chosen man does not fear silence, he treasures it. Silence reveals truths that noise buries. It connects him with wisdom larger than himself. In the quiet, he sees his future with clearer vision. Every pause becomes a step toward alignment with his calling. He understands that silence is not empty, it is full of answers. Others may fear it, but he embraces it as his greatest ally. The world misunderstands his stillness, but he knows it is his greatest strength. His vision expands beyond the ordinary, reaching heights that common conversations cannot touch. He does not waste time in meaningless debates or empty words. He guards his energy, for he knows his mission requires focus. His mind is tuned to higher purposes, not trivial pursuits. He invests his time where growth is possible, not where it is wasted. The chosen man does not entertain shallow desires because his spirit craves depth. He knows that every moment matters, and he refuses to dilute it with emptiness. His dreams are too sacred to be handed to those who cannot value them. He speaks less, but when he does, his words carry weight. He listens more, not to gossip, but to wisdom. His vision is a treasure, and treasures are never displayed in casual places. While others chase attention, he chases meaning. His thoughts are too vast to fit into the minds of the small-hearted. He walks with his eyes fixed ahead, not distracted by shadows. And so, he rises not because he fits in, but because he refuses to shrink down. The ache of solitude is real, but it is not his enemy, it is his sculptor. In the tension of loneliness, he finds the chiseling of his character. Every unanswered call becomes a lesson in self-reliance. Every quiet night becomes a rehearsal for strength. The ache bends him, but does not break him. It molds him into resilience. Pain becomes his companion, and through it he discovers endurance. While others collapse under pressure, he learns to rise from it. He understands that growth requires discomfort. That ache is proof of transformation. Without it, he would remain ordinary. In solitude, he builds muscles unseen by the world. He endures the weight so he can one day carry greater loads. His tears water the soil of his destiny. His longing fuels his fire. The ache of solitude refines him into steel. And when the time comes, that very ache becomes his glory. He does not despise company, but he measures its value carefully. He seeks depth, not quantity. He would rather walk with one soul that understands him than 10 that only drain him. His love is strong, but he refuses to scatter it on barren ground. Approval does not interest him, authenticity does. While others chase applause, he chases truth. His loyalty is rare, and so he gives it wisely. He does not fear rejection, for he knows it only redirects him to where he belongs. He seeks alignment, not attachment. His relationships are rooted in meaning, not convenience. He can stand alone because his worth is not defined by who surrounds him. He carries his identity like armor. His soul cannot be bought with flattery. He is not cold, he is careful. He knows love is sacred, and sacred things are not wasted. And so, he chooses truth over acceptance every time. To be chosen means to carry weight few can handle. His calling demands a higher standard. He cannot compromise where others do. He cannot walk blindly where others wander. He is responsible for light in a world of shadows. His decisions are heavier, his burdens greater. Yet he carries them with strength, for he was designed to. Leadership demands sacrifice, and he accepts it. The chosen man does not run from responsibility, he runs toward it. His journey is not just for himself, but for those who will follow. He learns discipline while others live carelessly. He learns sacrifice while others chase comfort. He holds himself accountable when no one is watching. His mission is not about applause, it is about impact. This responsibility sets him apart, marking him as different. While others waste time, he invests it. And through this, his destiny unfolds. Solitude shields him from the illusions that trap the world. He is not blinded by comparisons or distracted by false victories. In the quiet, he remembers what truly matters. The endless chase for approval loses its grip on him. He does not need validation to move forward. His solitude teaches him independence. While others are swayed by opinions, he stands firm in truth. He is not seduced by temporary highs, for he has tasted lasting peace. The noise of the world cannot shake him, for his roots are deep. His clarity is a shield. His silence is protection. He walks above the chaos because he refuses to sink into it. Solitude filters out the distractions, leaving only what is essential. He emerges wiser, lighter, freer. And while the world chases shadows, he carries light. His aloneness is not a void, but a forge. It crafts clarity when fusion once lived. In the absence of noise, focus sharpens. Every thought becomes intentional, every step deliberate. He begins to see the bigger picture with sharper eyes. His discipline grows because no one else carries him. He learns self-mastery when no one watches. In solitude, he creates routines that build his strength. Clarity is not accidental, it is born in silence. Focus is not natural, it is trained in discipline. He does not squander his solitude on complaints, he invests it in growth. He emerges from the quiet stronger than when he entered. Aloneness becomes his university, his training ground, his sanctuary. And when he steps out, the difference is undeniable. What was built in private cannot be shaken in public. His aloneness is not weakness, it is the foundation of his strength. Being alone no longer frightens him because he realizes fullness is found within. He does not seek others to complete him. He discovers he was already whole. Loneliness fades when he learns to enjoy his own company. He fills his time with creation, reflection, and growth. The emptiness others fear becomes the space he treasures. He finds joy in his thoughts, peace in his spirit, and strength in his heart. He realizes he carries within him everything he once sought outside. His solitude becomes abundance. He does not beg for presence, he builds it. He does not crave attention, he outgrows it. He learns that self-love is the root of all love. He is content in silence, unafraid of the void. Where others see lack, he sees wholeness. His fullness cannot be taken away. It is within him, unshakable, eternal, complete. His isolation becomes fertile ground for destiny. Every hour alone plants seeds of greatness. The stillness nurtures his vision like rain on soil. He grows roots deeper than storms can uproot. His solitude is not wasted, it is invested. Greatness rarely begins in crowds, it begins in obscurity. He embraces the hidden season, knowing it is shaping him. His dreams are watered in silence. His vision matures in the dark. What the world cannot see, destiny is shaping. Others may laugh at his quietness, but they do not see the seeds. Seeds grow underground before they appear above. His isolation is not death, it is growth unseen. And when the time comes, what was hidden will bloom. His destiny will rise, strong and undeniable. The soil of solitude will prove it was worth it all. What feels like rejection is often the greatest redirection. The chosen man does not mourn those who leave him. He thanks them for making space. Every door that closes guides him to another. Every goodbye protects him from what was never his. He understands rejection is not failure but navigation. He trusts the process, even when it hurts. He realizes destiny cannot be stopped by people who walk away. If they left, it was because they could not carry the weight of his journey. He sees the bigger picture where others see only pain. His vision allows him to move forward without bitterness. Rejection teaches him discernment. It builds his patience and strengthens his faith. What felt like loss becomes freedom. He learns to walk lighter without unnecessary baggage. And in time, he realizes every no was preparing him for the greater yes. The chosen man's distance is not coldness, but protection. He knows the value of his energy, and he guards it carefully. He does not expose his heart to those who only wish to drain it. His distance is wisdom, not arrogance. He has learned through scars that not everyone deserves access. His presence is a treasure, and treasures are never left unguarded. He loves deeply, but he does not love carelessly. He trusts wisely, not blindly. His distance keeps him focused on what matters most. He does not waste words on those who cannot hear. He does not waste time on those who do not value it. His distance is not rejection of others, it is protection of himself. He carries his light carefully so it will not be extinguished. And when he chooses to step closer, it is with intention, not impulse. His distance is his shield, and it is sacred. The chosen man must first walk alone before he can ever lead. Leaders are not born in crowds, they are forged in solitude. His aloneness teaches him strength that others cannot give him. He learns to stand tall without support, to walk forward without applause. When the time comes, he leads not from need, but from fullness. His leadership is powerful because it was born in silence. Others may only see the glory, but he knows the hidden story. His strength came from nights alone, from battles no one witnessed. He leads because he first endured. He guides because he first walked the path alone. His footsteps carved trails where none existed. Others can follow because he dared to go first. His aloneness was not wasted, it was essential. And when he finally stands before others, they will realize he was always preparing to lead. Though the world thinks he is alone, he knows he never truly is. He walks with destiny as his constant companion. He is guided by an unseen hand, strengthened by an invisible force. Every step is ordered. Every silence is meaningful. He trusts the unseen more than the seen. His solitude is filled with presence, not absence. He walks with vision, and vision never leaves him. He walks with calling, and calling never abandons him. Though no one else stands by his side, purpose does. Though no one else believes, faith does. His journey may look solitary, but it is full of companionship greater than the world. Destiny walks with him like a shadow that never fades. He was never truly alone. He was chosen. He was guided. And that is all he ever needed.